everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be telling y'all about the car accident that I got into just last week, last Saturday. She won't leave me alone. She won't leave me alone. Anyway, on the 16th of December, I got into a really bad car accident. I was driving down this road called 1187, which is a farm to market, and they have really blind hills on this road. And so as I was driving, it was raining and it was dark. It was around 6 o'clock. I just got this really bad feeling, and so I slowed down. I was already going about 45, 50, and then I got this really bad feeling, and so I slowed down to about 40, 45, around that area. And as I was coming over this really blind hill, it's like one of the most dangerous hills on this road, I saw a glint, and I didn't quite know what it was, but you know, I attempted to slow down a little bit more, and as I came even like farther over the hill, I noticed that it was a car. It was a truck, and it was angled out, so like this is the road, and the car was angled out like this, like I don't know how to explain it, like it was pulled out like almost like it was coming off the shoulder and coming into the lane, but like it was really weird, like, and it was halfway in the road, halfway off the road, and I attempted to slow down. I didn't like hard brake or anything because I knew it was raining, and I knew that I would just go straight into them going 40 miles per hour. If I tried to hard brake, my wheels would lock up, everything would lock up, and I would just go straight into them. Well, my wheels locked up anyway with me trying to gently ease onto the brakes, and I ended up hitting them going 40 miles per hour. And I ended up totaling my car. My passenger fender, the wheel well and the headlight and all that is completely damaged. My airbags went off, you know. I spun out into the middle of the road, so this is the road. I was like this in the middle of two lanes, and when that happened, someone saw everything that happened, and they got out of their car, and well, honestly, they almost hit me as well. They had to go off onto the shoulder to avoid hitting me, and they ended up causing damage to their own car as well. And then they got out of their car and attempted to get me out of my car. Well, they opened my door, and I was crying because it was just like I was really stressed out, and I was like, really? I just crashed my car. How much more stressful can my day be? And like I wasn't even like hurt in that moment. Like I have burns on my hand, and I'll add pictures later on, but I didn't even feel it in that moment. I wasn't like in pain. I was just so stressed out and so angry that it was happening, and I was crying, and they opened my door, and I undid my seatbelt, and then the next thing I knew, I was getting T-boned, and because I was in the middle of the road still, and so I got T-boned, and I got ejected from my car because the door was open and my seatbelt was off. And as I was falling out of my car and hitting the pavement, I hit my head, I hit my back, I have bruising all over my back, I had a really nasty bump on my head. But as I was falling, I saw my dad. My dad has been gone for almost 12 years now. I think it'll actually be almost 13 years now. And when you see the damage on my car, it's really a miracle that I made it out with just a burn and bruises and a bump on my head, because if you see my car and you see where I was in the car, it doesn't make sense why I got ejected from the car and didn't die. Like, it doesn't make sense why the car that T-boned me didn't actually hit me, like my body. And it just, I honestly believe that my dad was watching over me, and my grandpa was watching over me, and my poppy was watching over me, and just all of these people that have passed on were watching over me and making sure that, you know, I still have my life and I still have things to do with my life. So I know that the only reason that I'm still here is because my dad and all of the other people up there in heaven were protecting me, because the car is completely demolished. Like, you would think that nobody made it out, and it upsets me to look at my car now, because we have it in our shop on our property, and I don't even like to go out there, because I look at that car and I think about all the things that, like, I haven't done with my life, and how, you know, like, I could have had better grades this last semester, and how I don't know what I want to do with my life. And it makes me really upset, because, like, I almost didn't have a life to do all those things with, if that makes sense. And now I'm having to go through all of this and telling the story over and over and over again, because, you know, the insurance companies want to find out who's at fault. Well, my thing is that the police report outlined who was at fault, and the person that was at fault was the person that I hit, because they spun out into my lane. That's why they were in my lane, is because they were going too fast, and they spun out, and they did a 540-degree turn, and ended up in my lane at an angle, and I had no choice but to hit them, because it was either hit them or go into oncoming traffic and have a head-on collision with someone else. And it just, and in that moment, you don't really think about those things. You kind of sit there and you don't go through, like, what's the best plan of action here? It's more of a, well, I don't really know what to do in this situation. You don't even have time to think about it, you know? And an insurance lady asked me the other day, why didn't I pull my car off to the side of the road after I hit them the first time? And I literally, like, just paused for a minute, because from the time that I hit the first lady and to the time that the other guy hit me was literally like a minute. And I was trying to get out of my car at that point. I wasn't concerned about pulling my car off to the side of the road. Like, I was so scared. And whenever I did get ejected from the car, I heard more cars coming. And I literally was crawling on the ground, like, screaming bloody murder, just screaming for somebody to help me, because I didn't know if I was going to make it out of there alive. I was so scared. I thought that I was going to get ran over and just die, because I already had this nasty bump on my head. I thought I was going to have a concussion or brain damage, and, like, all these things were running through my mind. Like, my whole life flashed before my eyes, and I just realized that I wasn't really the person that I wanted to be. Like, if that was my last moment, I didn't live my life the way that I wanted it to go. And, you know, you really have to think about those kind of things. Like, if tomorrow's going to be your last day, are you happy with the person that you are? And I realized in that moment that I wasn't happy with the person that I was. And now I want to live a different kind of life for myself. And, you know, I want to start going to church more often. I want to get baptized. I want to, you know, live my life the way that I want to live it, and not really worry about what other people have to think about it. Because if I'm not happy with my life, what's the point? If other people are happy with my life, that's great, that's awesome. But if I'm not happy, then what's the point? There is no point. You know, you have to be happy with your own life. And it doesn't matter if you make other people upset or disappointed, as long as you know that what you're doing is good and what you're doing is fulfilling your life. It shouldn't matter what other people have to think. And I think that that's something that my car accident really like hit home with me, was that no matter what other people have to think about me, this is my life and I can't squander it, because I almost lost my life. And had I lost my life, what would I have had to show for it? What would people remember me as? And I think that's what it really boils down to, is, are you happy? My car is totaled. I can't drive it anymore. I've been having to borrow my brother and my grandma's car, and it's a really big strain, and the insurance companies are dragging their little behinds trying to make this my fault and not pay out the money that is due for my car, for my pain and suffering, for my medical bills, because I went to the ER after it happened just to get checked out because I got ejected from my car. And so they're dragging their butts, and they're not really wanting to give me the money. And so I'm about to be carless going back to Austin. It's not fun. I don't know how I'm gonna get around anymore. I'm like really struggling, and I'm just hoping that they hurry up and get everything squared away, and I don't have to worry as much about transportation. I've had so many prayers from my family, and I just want to thank all of them, because without them, I don't know if I would have had as quickly as a recovery, with their prayers. And I think that, it really showed me who my true family and friends are. And this car accident was really eye-opening for me, and it makes me want to live completely different than what I have been living. Like, next semester is 4.0 season. That's just what it is. I will not accept anything less than a 4.0, because going through this has made me realize how important my schooling is and how important like my life is. So 4.0 season, gonna happen. I'm making my family a priority. I'm making God a priority. I want to live my best life, and I can do that through Him. So, seeing my dad really influenced the way that I'm looking at my religion now, because I don't know if I was just traumatized and I needed to see him, and so my mind made up this figment, or if he was really there. But all I know is that I want to believe that he was there and protecting me. So that's what I'm gonna believe. And if anybody has a problem with it, they can come and throw hands. That's all I gotta say. But this car accident has really opened my eyes, and I hope that it doesn't take a car accident to open your eyes to the wrongdoings that you're doing in your life and the way that you want to live your life. So try not to get into a car accident to realize those things. Like, realize it now and live your life the way that you want to live it, but don't do bad things in your life that you wouldn't be proud of if they were put on display at the end of your life. Like, if you're not happy with your life flashing before your eyes, if that doesn't make you feel good, then you're doing something wrong. Now, I don't want any of y'all to go get in a car accident so that y'all can experience this, but just know that if your life flashing before your eyes does not make you feel warm and good inside, then you're not doing anything right. You need to reevaluate what you're doing, and that's what I had to do. I had to reevaluate my whole life and see what I was doing that was making me unhappy, and what I was doing that made me happy and that was also good. And that's really what I've learned from my car accident, you know? And yeah, thank y'all for watching. I just wanted to share my story, and if y'all could thumbs up and, you know, leave some inspirational comments and subscribe to my channel, that'd be great. You don't have to, but it's just all up to y'all. I hope everybody has a great day. Love y'all. Bye.